stream app. So hopefully that's why I was saying I hope it goes where it's supposed to go, because I don't really know. So that's just how we roll. I am so excited to talk about what's happening today or next week. And Michaela, you are here with us. I'm so glad that you're part of the team.
I'm so happy to be here.
I know, it's so great to work with you again. So tell us, you say what's going on.
Yeah, so we are celebrating Women's International Day next week by grabbing a group of women together that all come from different backgrounds, that have different stories and different perspectives on motherhood, as well as being a part of just a community of women that kick butt in their areas of influence on a daily basis. And they're an incredible group of women, yourself included, Jen, full of resilience, full of power, and they all bring their unique stories, full of humor, and then just full of wisdom as well.
Yeah, it's going to be so fun. So this idea came from a conversation that I had. I was actually talking to one of our panelists, Tanya Hales, and she is an incredible human being. I think she's so impressive. And she's going to we're going to upload her bio this week. So I'm excited to share about her. She's so impressive. But she and I were just talking randomly, and she started telling me things about how parenting in her community and from, in her life has all these surprises and things that I wouldn't have thought of. And so I was just like, Kate, we're doing an event. And that's kind of how it came about. And I'm so after that, I was just like super pumped to bring on all these, amazing women. So we've got Tanya Hales, and she is from Toronto. She is the founder of Black Moms Connection. She's got a huge following all over Canada, and it's amazing what she's doing for the Black Moms community. It's so cool, and her stories are unreal. She's such a diva, and I can't wait to have her on. Then we have Deepa Medwan, who is lives in a multi-generational family with an Indian background, and she has I think she has 2 different religions living in the same house, which is also kind of interesting. And then she talks about parenting. She's a early childhood. She specializes in early childhood development. And she thought it was really funny that everything that she was learning and teaching was completely, not what actually happens in real life, which is really funny because you were expecting, and we were. I know, it's so cool because you're like the pregnant mom that's going to be monitoring the chats. And, the best part is that you have no idea what's going to be happening in the next couple months. So we all got you back, girl. And she laughed because she said that everything that I learned basically went out the window. So she's got a lot of really cool stories too. And then Sally is hilarious. I think we may have to censor her a little bit just because she's a bit of a potty mouth, but it's so fun. She's so great. And she talks about how she grew up in the foster system. She's been adopted. And then she's going to talk about her life growing up through the foster system, which was pretty traumatic for her, and how she's managed to flip that into her own parenting, where she has 2 bio children now. And she's adopted a little girl who is First Nation. So that's a learning curve in itself. So super cool. And then of course there's Emily, who comes from, I think she was born in China. She'll tell us the whole story, but she comes from, a very strict Chinese background and home. And now she has a family of her own that's multiracial, and really interesting to see sort of her stories from how she's kind of built her own life that's a little different than how she grew up. So, and then there's me, the white girl that is the single mom of who's Jewish. So we have quite a variety of people joining us. What do you think?
I think I'm so excited about for as well is that I get to glean from all of your own backgrounds, your own stories, your own firsts, your own cultures, your experiences as moms. Because like you said, you can try and be as prepared as possible, but then it all goes out the window as soon as you're actually in that situation. So I'm very excited. And yes, you will be receiving a lot of messages from me saying, Jen, I'm lost again. I don't know what I'm doing again.
And that's really funny because nobody really does. So, so the five of us will give you some advice or some, pro tips, but really that's not going to be anything close to what you actually need to do for your own life. So anyone that's giving you mama pro tips, like, thank you. And that's really nice, but that's not how it works. But yeah, it's going to be such a cool conversation. Just the meetings that we've had so far and just the conversations that we've had in just a few, interactions with the six of us have been so hilarious. And just like one person's telling a story about, oh my, this is what my kid did the other day. And the other one's like, oh girl, I've been there, and it's just it's been such a really cool conversation that I'm so excited for other people to join in, because I've learned so much from other conversations, from the rest of the ladies. I've learned so much about how it works differently in other cultures, because we grew up in our way and we see things the way that we're taught. But it's so interesting how, like, going through our own childhood and moving into parenting on our own, we say, oh, I don't want to be like my parents, I don't want to be like, but you totally end up like your parents, and I don't want to screw up my kid, and I'm going to do all these things that are recommended, and then you totally screw up your kid anyway. So I'm excited to see how other people are screwing up their kids.
And I love that about our meetings though too, is that like my cheeks are always hurting.
Yeah.
And I can't seem to ever get enough laughs, and you always leave, your heart is just so light, and you start to take the pressure of this perfect mother that you expect yourself to be, or these expectations that somehow get put on you either from outside sources or even from yourself, and you kind of just get to brush those off of your shoulders and take a breather and realize not to take life so seriously. And I think that's the most important thing that you guys have taught me, is to just have fun and have that humor side of things as well, because life is way too serious as it is. And if there's anybody that knows how to have fun, it's you ladies all together. I could watch that forever.
Yeah, well, it's cool because we're growing that kind of a community, and it's been really interesting to hear and to see sort of where people are coming from and their own perspective. So yeah, I'm super pumped about it. We are going live on YouTube and on Facebook, maybe on LinkedIn. We're trying to figure that out still. On March 8th. So that is next Monday, and the registration is going to be in the link here. It's free, so anyone's able to join us. And we are raising money for the Women in Need Society, and that's a totally optional donation if you want to make that. I'm so excited. Like, just having conversations on the side with all of you separately. I can't wait to share the stories and to hear the stories. I know that new stuff is going to come up, and I'm just like, I can't wait to hear it. So it's going to be conversational. It's going to be just like this, except there's going to be 5 of us, and Michaela, you're going to be in the chat monitoring what other people are saying. We're going to have real-time conversations, and we'll be able to answer questions, or even just, just share your stories that you might share on the chat with us. And Michaela, I know you're going to do a great job of summing that up and bringing out the aha points. And I'm so pumped. So hopefully we'll see everybody there. It's next week. All the links are coming. And Michaela, so great to see you. And you've only got a few weeks left, and then you'll have a baby. And that's so awesome.
Yeah.
And then we'll all give you all of our terrible advice. So
I look forward to it with an open.
It's going to be awesome. Okay, so we're going to see everybody Monday, March 18th. That's 11 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. That's in Calgary, or 1 p.m. Eastern Time. Join us. It's going to be so, so great. So thanks so much, and we'll see you guys next week.